Hello, 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 hello. It is your boys. It is the DM podcast. Once again, giving you that flavor in your ear. Today, we're talking about game one and game two because both games are done. We had a crazy game one. Game two was a little bit of a letdown, I will say. A little bit of a letdown. Hard to watch. I hope we don't really see games like that, but that's just OKC in a nutshell.
Especially in the finals, yeah.
Especially in the finals. Oh my gosh, I definitely want to see them in the finals. Then we're gonna talk some Giannis because Giannis has been spoken about a lot. The NBA Finals is going on, and all people could talk about is what Giannis's next team is gonna be and what Kevin Durant's next team is gonna be. And we're gonna talk about that too. We may chime in some Tom Thibodeau, New York Knicks, and how basically tomfoolery they are for making decisions they're making, and maybe some other stuff we'll chat about as well. Before we continue, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. How's my boy YS doing today?
Every day above ground. You
As
already
long
know.
as we are, then we are always good. We are always good. We can start it off. We were originally gonna talk before game two, and then we decided to, let's talk after game two. Game two wasn't exciting. So let's stick to game one. What a comeback from the Indiana Pacers. They did it again. They did it again. You know, why what's wrong with this team that they have to be down 10, 15 points and then climb back up? How did OKC lose the game? That
Okay,
game one.
OKC lost the game because of one thing and one thing really only. They didn't play the full 48 minutes. That's the only reason why they lost it. It wasn't the coaching, it wasn't a rotation, it wasn't substitution, it wasn't the defense. It was they didn't play the full 48. That's the only reason why they lost. That's my opinion. What about you?
I agree too. I think they didn't play the whole 48, and with Indiana, you have to play the 48. And I think that's what game two. I think they realized that
They did.
we can't be
They
chilling.
did.
We got to play the whole game.
They did. Because
We-
game one, they would go up, kind of take their foot off the gas a little bit. They went up like 13, 15. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, we're going 13, 15. We just need a couple more buckets. We're at that 20, you know what I mean? So, but Indiana just timely stops,
Everyone's hitting
timely stops.
shots. Everyone's hitting shots. Do you like the thought that OKC's coach, and we were talking about matchups last game or last pod. Do you like the fact that he decided to bench Hartenstein and start Casey Wallace, or do you like the two big lineup? What do you see?
Well, I personally like the two big lineup personally because I grew up watching that style of ball. So I personally like the two big lineup because why not have two big and use size and abuse? But I rather that lineup than the Case and Wallace personally.
Mhm.
I mean, but coach is
I,
gonna coach.
I get why he did it originally
Mhm.
because you're like, okay, this lineup, there's no real mismatches. There's no one is gonna attack Hartenstein. It makes Turner is not a bruiser in the post that
Mhm.
you have to worry about him. It gives a lot more length to guard Tyrese Halliburton. It gives more guys to guard Pascal. I kind of understand it in the grand scheme. Game one, Indiana killed them in the rebounds, up like 13 to 17 rebounds on them. Game two was not like that. Game two, they did was the rebounding margin was way closer. OKC, they play like all over the place. Those guys,
They do.
I tweeted out and an OKC fan responded back to me, obviously in disagreement of what I said. But I truly think OKC be found.
He
They be
disagreed.
found. They
That
just
person
because OKC.
disagreed. They're
Yeah.
not watching the game because there's so much plays I'm seeing like the refs decided they got better on OKC. I swear to God, because Caruso be
He's
Caruso,
the main contributor.
you're
He
my guy, but you're kid. Like anytime a man touches rock and you're guarding him, you're always pushing them, forearm on them, hitting, slap, be a wrist, be a forearm. I'm seeing it, and it does affect how you pass your shot. It really does affect when people say, "Oh, play through counter, play through counter." You can play through a bump, you
yeah,
know, a little shove or not. But when it's in your shooting motion on your wrist or you're passing on your wrist, it drastically affects the trajectory of the
right.
ball. So it's like, as a player, it's like you want all of those calls to be honest.
All
You know
right.
what I mean? Blocks, okay, if they get ball in hand, questionable, yes, but if it's marginal, okay. But if it's like here, this area right here where it's really affecting where the ball's going, the refs need to call it. That's my opinion. And
The thing is, with Caruso, because he fouls so much, you almost are like, well, no, now he's just playing defense. You've made it normal of how he's gonna play, and you're right. Like at the end of the day, he's playing tough. He's guarding his man. He's a really good defender, and
is,
like it is what it is. But there's some plays I'm like, yo, just call it even. That's all I gotta ask.
I
If
agree.
if Shea can get like all these calls, then give a Halliburton a call, give a Mathurin, give a Nemhard, definitely give a Pascal because
Definitely.
ultimately they can't guard Pascal, right? They can kind of like stop him with size, but he was getting hacked a lot and got no call,
Definitely.
right?
Definitely. He didn't have like he got a couple of calls, a couple, but he was getting
He's getting hacked, right? And the one thing that went viral where Tyrese talking to Pascal and he's like pretty much telling him to kind of stay locked in the post, like I got you, I got you, I got you. And Pascal's like, I'm trying. Like I'm trying because he's trying to get position, but he can't. As soon as he when Keith and Wallace is on him, they're all just like being physical with him, being super physical with him, and it's hard for Pascal to kind of overcome it. That second game, OKC they slaughtered them.
they knew what to do. They knew what to do that second game. They put a foot on the gas from early and they kept it on the gas. They didn't hold up. They didn't give Indy really any opportunities to really come back in the game at any time, to be honest. You know what I mean? They were
Yeah,
cohesive. Who was his name? Wiggins? Was it
yeah,
Wiggins?
Aaron Wiggins, yeah.
Wiggins. Aaron Wiggins. Shout out to Aaron Wiggins. That was the X factor too. On top of their foot on the gas, Aaron Wiggins hitting all these threes,
Yeah.
straight bottom. Damn. So OKC's got a full squad, just like Indiana. This is gonna be an exciting series. I must
So
say.
do
Tournament.
you still expect I think you put 5 games on it or you said 6 games?
I put 7, and I want OKC and well,
Oh,
OKC
okay.
and 7. I'm torn. I'm torn, obviously,
Right.
right? But if it's to me, it's OKC and 7.
Yeah, I think if it goes to a game seven, I think OKC's winning. I think if those guys, if you're saying in game seven, which is always a tighter game, and you can actually play more physical and play that defense, yeah, you're gonna play that defense. They just have a lot of guys who are able to get steals, and like sometimes I'm trying to call for it, like oh, it's a foul, but Tyrese Halliburton he had a driving layup, he beat his man, and then like Shea was even guarding him, Shea turned around and knocked the ball off him, and it was clean.
It was, I remember that steal, and Halliburton couldn't believe it because Halliburton was like in 2K motion, like,
Yeah,
someone's like,
yeah, yeah,
really?
yeah. It was a
And,
clean block.
and I'm like, damn, that's good defense.
Yeah, it was a clean
Good
block. So
defense.
I have to give okay. Even Jay, Jalen Williams almost had a steal. Like these guys really just be like just
Russo had a block. Russo
hands
had a
hands
block too, yeah.
everywhere. Nah, it's a good squad, and like once game two was kind of boring. You wish it wasn't the case. You don't really want to see blowouts. You want NBA Finals to be competitive. I know they did say, and I feel like you have to mention it, that the ratings were one of the lowest it's ever been. Okay, cool. It probably it was okay,
Is
cool.
okay.
Because
I didn't look at though. I didn't
because
look at the stats.
the casual fan is probably not watching as much. The casual fan's not watching. I can understand that. But here's the thing: us basketball lovers are gonna watch the game regardless.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch the NBA finals. Like
This
it
is
doesn't matter.
this is better than Boston being the finals. Then this to me is a better finals than Boston and Lakers because I would only really enjoy watching one team, not both teams.
Right,
You get what I'm saying?
right.
This finals, able to enjoy both teams because
Two
both teams
exciting
are
teams.
not hunting for 3-pointers all the time.
Right,
Like Boston shooting 53s. I don't even want to start on Boston, but
right.
this is entertaining basketball, bottom line.
Game one was entertaining. Game two obviously wasn't entertaining because OKC blew them out. But OKC doesn't lose at home. They only lost to Denver. They lost to Denver and Indiana, the only teams they lost at home. And both games that they lost were buzzer beating games. That was Aaron had to like do the dunk, and that was Tyrese Halliburton. Like to literally lose at home. So it should be a competitive series. Indiana is going to be rocking when they get there.
Oh man.
Also, like me and you have talked about this before. One of the reasons why people can call, oh, I'm not as excited about the series, whatever, whatever. The NBA is doing a horrible job boosting their young teams. You're not praising these teams. You're not talking about how good they are. You're not praising like a guy like Jason Tatum.
Yeah,
He's not spoken about. Yeah, the team Boston doesn't play that exciting ball. Jason Tatum is a top five player in some
he,
sense,
he
top
is.
six. The guy is an NBA champion. We don't talk about him like that.
We don't, and that's sad. And he won it earlier than a lot of your favorite NBA players won their first ring.
Shea's the MVP. Why are we
Mm-mm.
not constantly telling you guys that he's an MVP? Like this is the best player this year. This is the
Yeah.
guy that won most valuable player. Why are we not talking like that?
And to piggyback on the finals as they're doing a horrible job promoting it, I heard that game when there was no finals on the floor, no
Yeah,
finals patch on the floor.
yeah, they're not putting it on the floor.
I'm just like,
How are you as a
I'm
casual
still thinking,
user
is it on their
supposed to know?
jerseys? Because they usually have it on their jerseys somewhere.
It
I'm like,
could be. It could be.
was it? Okay.
Mhm. But you're
It's good.
right. How would you know if mom and dad are watching the TV and they see the game, they're not thinking, "Oh, we're in June, so it's probably the finals." This
Yeah,
could be
they're not.
conference finals. I don't know who's in what division. If I don't watch ball, I don't know who's in what. It's
Right.
not entertaining.
Mm-mm. You're right. You're right.
So like to me, you're not. We should be saying, "Yo, Tyrese Halliburton is the same guy 2 years ago." Like fans, this is a guy who took his team to the NBA Cup Finals. This is the same guy. Right?
Yeah.
He's a budding. You should be saying you would say he's the best pure point guard right now we have in the league, right?
100%. Aside from Chris Paul, it's Tyrese Halliburton, 100%. There's no one really who's second to him other than Chris Paul, and he's at the end of his career. But
I would say
Trae
T.
Young,
Yeah, I was say Trey Young. Is he a pure point guard to you?
like Trae Young, rather get his 20 and a couple of threes. Halliburton loves to, he likes to be like, throwing the pass like that and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So,
That's why Halliburton is hard to grade, and we'll talk about him right after
yeah,
because his constant want to pass the ball. He's not an aggressive player, but I will talk about him. But my whole point is you have Tyrese Halliburton, and once again, you have the MVP, the guy, the best assist guy in the league, and you have the MVP, and yet we're so focused on and we're gonna talk about it too, I guess, where Giannis is going, where Kevin Durant's going. Oh, it's not gonna be as fun. Two small markets. Man, who cares? Who cares? If
it's
there's
good
two quality
basketball.
guys,
Yeah,
like it's good. Do you know what's one of the most smallest markets we have in the league? Cleveland.
yeah, yeah.
But we still marketed it because of LeBron.
Because there was a face. There's changing on the guard. You know what I mean? Shea, he is a superstar. He's prime time. He's box office. So OKC is a small market, yeah, but when do we really care about small markets? We care about good basketball,
Yeah.
entertaining basketball. That's what we really care about. Market, like if Minnesota went this far, we'd be one. Minnesota's a great team. If Houston went, like all these other teams, Memphis, whatever, like they're all small markets. Toronto is considered a small market. I don't get that because Toronto's to me one of the biggest markets,
Yeah,
right?
they just can't get the
Amazing
TV
city.
ratings with Toronto.
I don't get that, but hey, NBA is NBA, and the fans are the fans. The casuals are the casuals. We're gonna
Right.
say the
Because
casuals.
us fans are gonna watch the game. We don't care about no ratings. Like, say it's the most unwatched one. Yeah, because not only that,
Really saying that? It's the most unwatched one?
like it's
Really?
one of the most unwatched ones. Like the game one was not watched. Game two, if it's a blowout, people are not gonna watch the blowout. I can see that. But in the
Game one,
same,
and I'm sorry to interrupt. Game one was one of the best basketball games of this season.
come
Period.
on, come on,
Like,
come on.
period. the way Indy was able to just to close the, I don't get, and that was one of the low rate. I don't remember. Okay.
So then, and then even that, then okay, cool. You can say it's two small markets. Then you have, I respect to Stephen A. Smith, but then you have Stephen A. Smith and the two Marcus, the Morris brothers, the Morris twins, basically saying, is Tyrese Halliburton a superstar? That's your argument. No, you should be going there and be like, yeah, he's a superstar. He plays like a superstar. Yeah, say he's a superstar. You need the game is on ESPN. Stephen A, you are ESPN's MVP. You need to basically tell us as a viewer to watch the NBA Finals.
100.
You're telling me there's no superstar. You're telling me there's no guy. You're telling me there's nobody to watch. No, you should be telling me that I should be watching Shea. Shea's the top three player in the league. You
Yep.
should be telling me that.
Stephen A, use your quote. This brother is prime time. You need to use your quotes when you're talking about this guy is all him. He is a dog. All yeah, you know what I mean? Stephen A. Come on, man.
Yeah, you just there has to be better. You have to talk about how good the Pacers play as a team. They're the definition of a team.
It's obvious though. Like it's
Like boosted, like over boosted, so we can. It's okay if we're hating on it. It's okay, but boost it. The whole point is to boost it, boost it. Like you need the haters so you can boost it.
mhm.
Like you need LeBron fans and Steph Curry fans to hate each other. It makes for the rivalry. It makes for it.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and Josh Allen, like it'll
yeah,
make you
yeah,
hate them, right? Like the
yeah.
Jets and the Giants don't like each other. The Jets, Miami Dolphins don't like
It's like the Yankees and the Red Sox.
you always need beef, right? But you can't be like, yeah, the Boston and Yankees rivalry. Ugh, like that's not a rivalry anymore. Who
Oh
cares?
shoot, no man, I don't want to watch that, man. When they're talking like that, I don't want to hear these guys.
Come
The
on.
people get you pumped for the game. You know what I mean? Like, hey, like, okay, this was up. Oh shoot, you got numbers like that? He's been
Yeah.
in the last 10 games. Oh, for real? Okay, okay, okay. And
Chase had 30 plus points for the past 9 games. Okay, that's something to talk about.
you got
That's
to
something to
talk
talk
about
about.
that. You got to talk about
Like,
how this brother could have got MVP last year. He could have been on a second MVP, got a boost. You got to talk about Halliburton and his second, I think, assist crown. Like this brother,
how good is Halliburton? What's
yeah.
Halliburton's ceiling? What are you doing if like we have to boost that? So
There's so much to talk about, I feel. Siakam, how he
yeah,
fit in on this Pacer squad coming from the Raptors 2.5 years ago or a
yeah.
season and a half ago, I think. So there's so much to talk about how he already has a ring, how that's beneficial in this series. He's the only man with a ring, I believe, in this. Is it?
Him and
Is
Caruso.
it in this series, right? Yeah, yeah. I think Caruso won a ring with the
Yeah,
Lakers,
yeah, Caruso and him are the only ones.
right? So, but Siakam got way more time, right?
Yeah, that's what you talk about Rick Carlisle. Oh, last time he was doing a team like this was with Dirk. Let's call up Dirk. Yo, Dirk, what are you thinking, Dirk?
Thank you. Bring him on the panel. How was Rick Carlisle with
What do
that
you see?
finals run? And then talk about that finals run because arguably that was one of the best finals run ever.
Yeah,
Dirk went through how much Dallas went through. I think they went through Spurs, they went through Lakers, they went through Phoenix, I think.
they went through
Who was
OKC,
it? Okay,
Lakers,
so
and somebody else. I think Portland. They say
it wasn't Spurs. Okay.
no, no, yeah,
OKC,
Portland.
Lakers. This is oh shit, man. Okay, see those days. Damn.
Come on, man. It's just so, and that's like, even the Pacers being here. Don't demean. Cleveland was fully healthy. Respectfully, yes, the one game they weren't healthy. I will say that. They were also up 45 points in that game, or whatever points they were up that game, and still lost. So, or Donovan Mitchell had 45 points, I should say, 40 to 50. So they were fully healthy most of it. The Knicks were 100% healthy, and
Knicks
they
were
beat them,
yeah.
right?
In
OKC,
six. In six. In
OKC's
six.
hardest one was the Denver one that took them to 7 games.
Yeah.
Everything
Denver.
else is pretty
And
easy.
that's the core that won the rings still there. So yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, so like but yeah, I just think so. Like now going back to the game, Taz Halliburton, the points will look good, but that was a lot of it on like the end of the game
yeah.
last where
And
time didn't really matter.
Yeah. When he was going over his parlay, yeah. Yeah.
The thing is, he's just naturally not an aggressive player.
He isn't. He isn't.
So what do you do? It's the NBA Finals. Do you tell Tyrese like just overcome your non-aggressiveness and just be aggressive? I need 26 points a game.
You tell him if I'm Carlisle, I'm like, you got the green, brother, you got the green light. Like, we need you. If you're not aggressive, we don't win this championship. We don't win the
Yeah,
ring. That's what I'm telling him as a coach. And who knows when the next time we could possibly be back here in this position,
never
right?
know.
Especially if Giannis goes to, let's say, the Raptors, and then they have him, Ingram, quickly, whoever, and it's like chances are getting slim. So you need to. We need you to be aggressive. That's what I'm telling him. What are you telling him?
I think I'm telling him the same thing, man. Like we need you. Like this, especially with this type of defense,
Yeah.
Dort's on you. Like we need you to score. We don't have unless you're gonna ask Matherin is the next like pure bucket getter. Like
And he was aggressive, more aggressive in game two, definitely. Because game one, he was kind of playing, as you would say, pacer basketball.
yeah,
And in game two, he was playing Benedict basketball.
right. And I think you need that against OKC.
Yeah,
You need that. You need someone to be a little bit more assertive,
yeah,
more aggressive,
yeah,
be the guy that they can lean on. And it's harder for Pascal because they're borderline doubling their man
yeah, yeah,
when,
yeah.
when he's playing. So like I just think like that's what you have to do. Tyrese is gonna have to play a lot more minutes. They're saying that he was limping a little bit, leaving the press conference.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. But I'm hoping, game three is
It's
I want to
Wednesday.
Wednesday, right?
A couple of days. He's what, 25? He's young.
It should
He's
be fine.
yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be a rocking crowd. I'm very curious to see what they do, the Pacers, what type of energy they bring into the game. But I still think I'm still Pacers in six. Once again, I'm all for playing as much basketball as possible. That's all that matters. They play long as much basketball as possible. I'm good. The one thing I also wanted to bring up with the series, is like the importance of Miles Turner. We were talking about it.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I wish he was a post player. He's just not.
He's not at all. And he could be getting 8 more points a game if he was post player off the rip.
Because if he was a post player or even like a Sabonis type, it would be so needed on a team like this because he can get the rebounds. He's better on the block more. Then I think it frees up the whole overall game.
Hmm.
But if he's not hitting shots, like Obi Toppin was like 1 of 7 the second game. So if he's not hitting
I
shots, like
knew he wasn't gonna go over the second game back to back after the four threes. I knew.
it's not. And like the thing with Obi Toppin, you need him. Like in my opinion, his length and size is needed on this team.
Yeah,
But it also looks like our Pacers going they're going 9 deep. Matherin, Ben,
Shepard, Obi,
um,
Ball.
yeah. I'm very curious to see if they're going. Yeah, so
Right?
TJ, Matherin, Ben.
Obi.
Obi, Thomas Bryant. Oh, they're still going 10 deep.
Yeah, they're going 10 because Thomas said, did he hit a three? Yeah, I think he hit a three. Yeah, Thomas, yeah.
Yeah,
Thomas provides good minutes, so I think he had a block too.
he
Bron's good.
does. He does provide good minutes. Now the team that they beat to move on to the next segment is the New York Knicks. Well, they fired their head coach. They fired Thibodeau, Tom Thibodeau. What you're a New York guy. What is your first initial? What's your thought process?
Okay, two things. New York, you got to remember This guy got you to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yep.
Last time y'all were there, Allen Houston was playing.
Yep.
Let that sink in. Okay. So he's not perfect. No coach is
Definitely.
perfect,
Definitely not.
right?
Definitely.
You need to allow him to make adjustments next season. We know he runs his players to the ground.
Right.
Let's see next season. He got y'all this far doing what he's been doing.
right?
Give him another season at least.
With a
That's
better
it.
bench, with a better
But New
bench.
York, but you know New York, they're hungry, they're angry, they're upset. They got big ass egos. Their pride is like can fill this room, right? So that's why he's gone.
The thing is with Tom Thibodeau is that like you're right. They reached the ceiling. They reached the ceiling.
They did.
But the ceiling was well, they reached not you're I hear you about to say like they didn't reach the top yet. I think they still could have with Tom
They were
Thibodeau.
peaking. They were peaking.
Yes, like
They
I
were
still they still
peaking.
had a chance with Tom Thibodeau. They just couldn't match Indiana's like they couldn't do it. They couldn't match it.
You know what? I felt if the bench guys played throughout the season,
Right.
I feel
I
like they would come in and provide better minutes and be in more of a rhythm,
right,
have more chemistry, right?
right.
Because when certain guys got in foul troubles, like okay, the bench guy would come in and there's pressure on the bench guy like DeLon Wright, Shamit, Precious, like shoot, run the game. We didn't really play much in the first two rounds.
Right.
Now we're getting the most minutes combined in this one game we played in the whole two series before. It's just like your nerves. You're gonna be tight. I know you're supposed to be ready and stay ready, but basketball's a lot of mental.
Right. So it's they should have yeah, you hit it on the nail. Like they just needed he just needs to trust his bench more. Go 10 deep. It's a regular season. Go 11 deep. Who cares? Right? So you can know in the playoffs, you can go 8 deep and you can really interchange next man's. You
Hmm.
can be like, you know what? Like this matchup needs this guy more. This
Yeah.
matchup needs this guy more. That's what you could have done, but we're all coaches in our spare time when we want to be. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. Yeah.
So it's hard for that, but I think we all know Thibodeau could have done better. Could have done way better, like way better. So let's talk about the news of Giannis Antetokounmpo. There's so much rumors about that guy, like a ton of rumors about him. Also, Zach Edey's out for the beginning of the regular season with his leg injury. Hope he gets better. Not just the beginning of regular season. I'm hoping, probably like 10 games maybe. But you're hoping for speedy recovery for our Canadian big. Oh, sorry. With the Thibodeau, the next head coach, there's already reports like, oh, they're interested in Jason Kidd. Well, you have to trade for Jason Kidd. He's a coach. You have to trade for him.
Yeah, like I'm about to say, he's on
You
Dallas. I don't know
you
how
have to.
happy he is, but
I
he
think you
actually,
have to
what do you mean
trade for
how
Jason
happy?
Kidd.
He's kind of happy. I got Cooper.
I'd be ecstatic. I'd be like, I'm not going nowhere.
I don't know why he's the runner because the Cooper's going around. I don't think he's going to leave right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think they'll be good. Um, yeah. So I was saying about Giannis. Where do you have a place you want to see Giannis?
Do I have a place?
Yeah. Is there any team you want him to go to?
The team that's on your hat.
Yes, this is very true. Yeah.
That's I don't want Giannis anywhere else. Boo, boo. Giannis, come to Canada, come to Toronto. Your shoes will sell here. We can market you. It's multi-diverse. There's so much diversity. You know what I mean? A lot of Nigerians. You know what I mean? Greek town. You know what I mean? We can win a ring with you. We definitely could win a ring with you. There, the East is wide open. And
Why?
the two teams that's on the radar for you is the New York Knicks and the Raptors in the East, right?
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of teams, but I heard he wants to stay in the East, which I'd rather that. I don't know why anyone's talking about
Yeah,
going to
West.
the West. Like,
Yeah.
give him the whole division then. Like, why do we have divisions if you're giving the whole Western Conference? Makes no sense at all. Uh, he's a restricted free agent after age 33. So I'm curious what he can make after. He has two full-on contracts.
Okay.
The thing is, I agree. New York or Toronto, New York would have to trade Anthony Towns.
They'll do it for Giannis, so they'll do that.
I just think the Brunson and Giannis grouping doesn't mesh well.
because there's no spacing.
And Brunson doesn't want to like he passes the ball, but I just he needs to be better at like distributing the ball.
Quicker.
Yes, quicker decisions. You have
Like, not,
Giannis. You put it in the post.
bruh. Like the thing is, I would assume that Brunson would be like, you know what, Giannis on the squad. He's gonna hold it down. I gotta play second fiddle. Like he
Yeah.
should, but
Yeah.
he should. He was doing that with Luca.
So the team that we have, on my hat in the back of my screen, the Raptors. We'll just focus on them and Giannis. I don't want you to be too controversial. I think I know what you're gonna say though. You know, how much draft picks are you trading? You can trade up to four and do some pick swaps. And who are you letting go?
Scotty,
This guy wants to be so controversial. So you let Scotty and okay, let's say with the money, it would have to be like Scotty, probably like a Jacoby Walter from last year. And how much draft picks?
Jacoby Walter. Can we give him two second rounders?
No first rounders?
We need to keep some first rounders.
You have to trade him something. They won't take him for
They
nothing.
won't take two second rounders, Scotty Barnes, Jacoby.
See, where I agree with you is like, okay, if I'm giving
I'm
you,
trying to finesse them. I'm really trying to finesse them. Okay, Scotty, you got to give him a first round. You're right. First
he's
round.
like, one thing I agree with you, I'm not giving you Scotty Barnes and then giving you four first round picks unscathed. No,
No,
no.
no, 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 no.
I'll give you two. I'll give you two. I'll give you two at
It was
most.
like one and two second rounders.
They won't take you
And
unless
Jacoby.
if you
And
added like
Jacoby.
Grady. You added Grady.
Hell no. I'm keeping Grady. Hell no. Grady's
Ah,
staying.
yeah, it's a give and take, right? You have to add more if you don't
Two
want to
first,
add draft.
two first rounders. Okay, fuck it. Because I'm
But
not
I think
keeping.
at most I'll give it two first rounders. But I'm not giving if Giannis is not 25. You know what I'm saying? If he's 25, I'll give all four first rounds. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. I'd make the decision. But we've seen it. We've seen Paul George not work out. Like we've seen it. The giving space to a superstar, the money, blah blah. We've seen it happen. Why are we asking for more of that as an organization? I'm not trying to do all that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Absolutely bonkers. I tell you. Is there any other team you'd want to see Giannis go to? Or you really just like stay home?
In the East, I'm really trying to think. Uh, the thing is, I got love for the Knicks, but I don't want him to go to the Knicks. I feel like the Knicks would sour him. You know what I mean, in a sense. So I don't really know which other team I would want to see him go to in the East.
I don't have their draft picks or whatever. Like I don't know. I know they draft fourth, but if they have their draft picks, Charlotte. I'm
What I
trading
to
like
see
I'm trading Miles Bridges and a next person. I'll trade Miles Bridges by this year, fourth round pick. Maybe I'll trade two more drafts. I'll trade three draft picks for Giannis, and then yeah, I'll take Giannis for
So
sure.
who do you want Giannis with on Charlotte? Do you still want LaMelo Ball there and Giannis?
Makes me think. I'm not gonna lie, makes me think.
Wow. That should be a no-brainer. Like that's definitely
No,
yes.
you're right. It's a no-brainer. It really is. You're still getting Giannis. You're still getting Giannis into Kupo. You still do
What
it.
about the Pistons?
You probably have to trade. You definitely have to trade Durant. You trade Durant. You have to trade Ivy. Maybe not Stewart because money wise, you'd want Stewart because he gets more money right now. So you kind of want Stewart, but yeah, it's like decision making. It really is, man. It's really decision making. Like, okay, how would this work? How will Giannis work with this young team? If I'm Giannis's agent, I want a young team to be with him.
You want a young team, okay?
Yeah,
Like
I don't want no vets. I don't want no vets. I want a young team that he can mold.
select the Rockets, for example. But that's not the East. Is
Yeah,
Toronto a young
but
team?
like
Toronto's a
that.
young team, no. Toronto's a young team. We're a young team.
Yeah, the thing if you trade him to Houston, you're pretty much saying trade. You have to trade Jalen and I what's his name? Sengun. You had to one of the two.
Oh
You
no,
would not.
They're training Jalen. They're not training Sengun. They're
Yeah.
training Jalen.
I'll trade Jalen for draft picks and probably some. Told you Cam Whitmore. I'll trade you some young guys for
You'll trade
Giannis.
Cam Whitmore because you'll still keep Tari Easton, still keep Sengun, you still have Fred, you still have DB. Still
Yeah.
okay.
When you
Still
have
okay.
Giannis, you just do whatever you got to do,
That's true. That's true.
right? You do whatever you got to do. The last thing was Kevin Durant. There's a bunch of rumors of Kevin Durant. He's leaving. He's not going to be on Phoenix. There's no doubt.
Phoenix, you're about to be rebuilding. Booker, are you still staying there?
He seems okay with
Not
it.
asking to be traded, Booker? Like you're still just being a son.
They said that he liked the coach that they picked. So even we didn't mention it for Giannis, but I mentioned it for KD and Giannis. I mentioned it for both. There is a bunch of rumors about the Spurs. So either KD goes to the Spurs or Giannis goes to the Spurs. Obviously, I think we both would rather Giannis. I kind of don't see the fascination with Kevin Durant. I understand how good he is. No one's denying that. But I'm thinking more age and like, what's our goal? What's our goal?
Kevin, you know Kevin Durant's supposed to hop on teams like a trick and to win a ring. That's Kevin
Uh,
Durant. KD, you're a trick. You're an NBA trick. I can't even lie. Like,
this guy's wild.
yo, that's my take, and that's a real take. You're gonna
Yeah.
hop on. You want to hop on the Spurs because Wemby's there. You got CP over there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him to join that. I would want him to join. I've been suggesting this man should go to Atlanta. I just don't know what Atlanta can trade for because they don't really. You have to trade Zachary.
Not
Um,
enough over in Atlanta for him to even go. He needs to go where a team is budding to be making a deep
this
playoff push.
this close, yeah. That's
Yeah.
why even Minnesota for Kevin Durant would be pretty good.
Of course he'd hop on Minnesota. Any top team. What's top team? The ones will call it Boston. Like, hey,
This guy's
Tatum's down.
wild. This
Like,
guy's wild.
Tatum's down. Like,
Um, I even hear reports that Boston may tear it down. Like they may start trading mans. If Tatum gets hurt, he's gonna come back to like bare bones.
to nothing? What's going on?
That
Come
doesn't make
on.
sense. That doesn't make sense. But is there a favorite team of yours that you would want KD to go to?
A favorite team. Honestly, where would I want KD to go? Honestly speaking, I just want someone to go over to the Pistons.
That man, don't make me. You know how I feel about that team.
Just want someone to go over to the Pistons, man.
They have the ability. Like I like Ivy, and he's young and hungry, but would I trade him for a Kevin Durant? Probably.
It's KD still.
It's KD. Like
You're a trick, but you're a good trick. I can't lie.
I can we can all hate on KD any which way, but like if you tell me KD with Cunningham, I'm feeling kind of good, man. I'm feeling kind of good with
Kevin
Jalen.
Hart voice. Come
Brown.
on, man. KD and Cunningham.
Yeah, I would like that one. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I can think of KD. As
That's
much
like
as
the
I
length of
want,
the perimeter. You have your point guard that's 6'8". You got your four that's 7'1". Plus
yeah,
you got a center. That's a lot of length. Guys in between.
I,
Tobias Harris there too.
I what was I gonna say? Something about the future draft, but my brain is fried, so I don't even know what it was gonna be. But yeah, even with KD, right? Like all in all, you just hope whatever team he's gonna go to, you hope it's not a team that's too close to the title. I
Yeah.
do agree with you. I want him to be on a team that he's gonna have to help make
Yes.
the next step,
Yes.
right?
Like a
Like in
Charlotte.
Detroit. Yeah, Charlotte, Detroit, like that's his thing. What about him in Toronto? What do you think?
I don't want him in Toronto personally.
Damn, there's some reports still. Some
Whoa.
reports, I can't lie.
Delete, delete, delete. Nah. Katie in Toronto, like Katie can ball, but personally, like if he were to ever come to be a Raptor, like I'm not gonna be jumping up and down watching every game. I'm just gonna be like, I don't
But it is.
really like KD like that in that sense. Like
Yeah.
he's not a competitor to me. He's just a guy that can play ball. He's nice at it, but he's not. He doesn't have that mentality that I want as a Raptor.
I get that. I see what you're saying.
That's
So,
all.
that's how it'd be very interesting where KD goes. But I hope it's if I had to pick, I would hope it's Atlanta. Like I hope Atlanta would figure out a way.
That's not
Definitely hope
bad.
Atlanta would figure out a way.
Not bad.
But that's all that I really had on the docket. Did anything you want to chat about?
Not nothing really. I want to chat about game three, game four, to be honest. Like,
We will, brother. We will. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm hoping I am incredibly happy with a 3-1 Pacers lead. That's what I'm hoping for. Is that going to happen? No. I'm also happy with a 2-on-2. But I just hope it's fun and competitive. I don't care about nothing else. I hope it's fun and competitive.
true, true, true.
But for YS, it's your boy Mike. Thank you again. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll talk again. Game 3, Pacers in 6. Let's go.